Senator Abaribe, representing Abia South in the Nigerian Parliament, has joined hands on the formation of the Eastern Security Network. Whether Eastern Security Network or Amotekun, all are for personal security. In his words, only a tree can stand for a man to come and cut it down. He says, the first law of man on earth is the law of self-preservation, that it cannot be taken away. He said, you don't want to die where you wait for a law enforcement team like the police, the soldiers come to the rescue. People have the right to self-defense according to their privacy policy, whether on behalf of Amotekun or Eastern Security Network. Nigeria law says you have the right to life. No one will take it from you while you wait for the inactive security guards to come and protect you. He went on to say that he would ask the Eastern governors whether they would support the Eastern Security Network legally. He's going to ask the governor whether they would support Eastern Security Network legally. I don't even just know what to say. Of course, we saw the way the man, he talked on the floor of the Senate and he defended those who are trying to secure themselves, and saying some people talking about they chase away some people from whatever. He said criminals staying in the bush, they were the ones being sent out, and you could see the energy at which he was speaking, and he really meant everything that he said. And like I said, you see have some people who have that mind for the people, who have the interest of the people at heart. And just the way he said it, that is the way it is. What are the governors of Southeast? What are they afraid of? Create your own, you cannot create. You see the Amotekun that we are talking about, they initiated it. The governors from the Southwest, they initiated it. Even at that time, they were criticizing them, power from above, from the center, trying to say, oh, they never had the power, this and that, until they went through the right channel and they formed and they launched the Amotekun. So why reverse is the case when it comes to the issue of a Southeast governors? This man has told us several times. Governor Umahi, who happens to be the chairman of a Southeast governors, said he had that initiative from the beginning. So what happened at the end of the day? Recently again, he started that, because the Eastern Security Network has come up again, he started saying that they've already, they are about to launch their own security network, regional security network. Up to now, we've not heard anything. I hope before you know it again, everybody will forget it. And people are complaining day in, day out. Initially, he came when Eastern Security Network came on board. He said, oh, Southeast is the most peaceful place in the country. At some point, after a week or so, he came out again and started saying, oh, you know what? Oh, the security in the state is something else. Some people are trying to work against the security, work against him, sabotage you, whatever. And we're like, within a space of how many days, the security was okay. After some days, you started shouting. That has been what has been on ground. And I believe because of the Eastern Security that was launched, just to discredit it, that there was no need for that. There was no need for that. But within how many days, he said the security the security situation has changed. It has really changed. And at the end of the day, we can see the Amotekun, they are trying their best. They are trying their best. But I believe there are still some kind of bottlenecks. There are still kind of bottlenecks. They've been intercepting the so-called Fulani S-men, who always load themselves from wherever they are coming from, whether they are coming from outside the country or they are coming from within the country, whichever way. Yet they still find their ways all over the place, because the Amosekun, they don't even work in isolation. They see at the end of the day, once they intercept or hold some people or suspect some people who are not supposed to be in town, the next thing they will see, hand them over to the police. And the police were there before Amotekun was formed. What did they do actually? Because we know that there are there's this bottlenecks around all of them, that it will not allow them, all of them, to work effectively. Some days ago, they arrested some Fulani Esme. According to what they said, they saw all manner of things. But because at some point the police themselves wanted to sabotage or to implicate them, to just to sabotage them, they started saying, "Oh, these people are not competent. See what they are doing. See what they are doing." And because of that, you see that they will have to calm down. Calm down in the sense that what they are supposed to do, those are the bottlenecks we are talking about. The recent one, at the end of the day, they still handed over the suspected Fulani S-men who were harmed to the teeth. Are you going to hear anything? The police said everything was fine, that they didn't find anything incriminating with them. And I said in that video that I don't know whether the Amotekun were not allowed to video to show people what happened, because we didn't see it, but they just told us. Unlike when you see group of people who are to defend themselves. Recently we saw a video from Edo State where the people, the masses themselves, they they got hold of all these Fulani with all manner of weapons. We saw all of those things. We saw it. And that is why, on that note, Eastern Security Network needs the backing of of the governors. But at the end of the day, will there still be no bottlenecks around it that they will not allow them to work effectively? Because if really things are supposed to be the way they ought to be, ordinarily, there wouldn't have been any need for all this security, whatever that we are bringing in, because the police themselves, they are not allowed to do their work effectively. Believe you me, by the time government will still be involved, is it not the same government that has been involved with our conventional police? By the time they are still involved again, but they will tell you, oh, they need law, they need law. All of those law, the law that they don't even obey. They don't obey the law. So what are we talking about? It's still not going to amount to the same thing, but they will be using that law again as bottlenecks. You don't have the right to do this, you don't have the right to do that. Believe you me, those who do not have the right to do what they said they don't have right to do, they've brought peace, they've brought a kind of support to the people. Since Eastern Security Network came on board, they've been doing the work effectively, because there's nobody that will tell you that okay, you can't go this way, oh, just stay here, okay, you can't go. No, by the time you start having all this all of those stuff, you see that the purpose of why the Eastern Security Network is established will be defeated, because the various interests will not start coming in. I wish it can only be there, and let them just be monitoring their affairs and let them know what they want to do. Because at the end of the day, bringing them to make it legal, at the end of the day, it will water down everything. Believe you me, it will water down everything. If really the government is serious about this whole thing, they would have recruited more people into the police and equipped them effectively, and not allowing them to, not, I don't know whether prognosing or try to look into their affairs, but there should be law that will still guide them. Like I said, there wouldn't have been need for all this extra security network that we're talking about. It's the same government that could not manage the police that is conventional, that is, that is the tradition. At the end of the day, you still want them to join, to be part of this whole thing. Amotekun is not really effective the way people really wanted them to, because definitely, who are the people that created it? The same governments that created them. So I don't know. That is my opinion. That is my opinion. But they will tell you about the constitution. The constitution, they themselves, they don't even obey. They want to bring it in. It's just going to be very, very, very difficult. Where even Iroko in our village refused to be cut down because of its importance to the witches and wizards. So no man in his right sense should ever wait for a fire brigade approach of our Nigeria police force. We should, in fact, we must protect ourselves. But the problem here is that the Eastern Security Network is formed by IPOP and a war-seeking fellow. So I advise the governors of Southeast to hijack the initiative from him, with a view to form a more reliable Eastern Security Network which will be free from any hidden agenda. Yes, sorry for all of una. If the governors take over, it's the same thing as Buhari taking over. So let them remain like this. If the governors take over, it will still remain the same way. It will remain like this. Nigeria has failed. The Nigeria police has failed. And failed Buhari. They can't go after the terrorist headers. Only those who cannot think clearly will not support Eastern Security Network and Amotekun. The only senator that I respect, okay, that is this one is talking about Senator Abaribe. These are the men God made. This is our brain boss, the only senator that cares about life, not like those that join politics to make money, power, and name. Imagine some people asking to grant amnesty to bandits. What a shame to this country. True talk, sir, more age in your life. This is the only man who speaks with the fear of God. It's not like the selfish and hungry others who always run from truth for fear of losing worldly benefits they may not be alive to utilize. May the hands of God and that of his blessed mother never elude Senator Abaribe. The other ones no be traders who rushed to join politics to collect free money. The only senator in the East. Well, may God of Biafra destroy all the generations speaking against Abaribe. I like to listen when men talk, not people who have lost reasoning because of perishable things of this life. Wow.